What is up, everybody? I decided this morning was a whiskey iced coffee day. All right. Hey, what's up, Udhime? I see Casper here. I met him at Gary Con. Kyle, how you doing, buddy? I hope you're enjoying the new Breachers. Udhime is going to be one of our cast members for this show. Let's kick it over to the real camera now that I've got sustenance, right? That's the word? Sustenance? I feel like that's correct. All right. I think this is set up for it. Hey everybody, how are we doing? I'm gonna kill this backlight. In the middle of the day, sometimes I can't have this other one on. So, how's everybody? How's your Saturdays? Anyone do anything fun today? Any fun stuff going on? It's warm here. We finally got warm out here, so I decided to make iced coffee today instead in my gigantic tiki Jason mug that I got for my birthday. A little bourbon in here. Well, sorry. Rye. I don't know what's up with that this camera I have. It uses your phone and sends it over so you can just have like it live so I can use it for things on the move, but last couple times the service that's on the phone is just kind of fucked up and like not wanted to do its damn job. I'm really annoyed. I'm not happy about it. Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Kyle. I'm going to do another series of the duct tape ones when I put out custom character sheets. I'm going to try to get character sheet pads made. And I'm going to make a folder, a duct tape folder for them to go in for the limited edition one, just because it's fun. I'm going to do blue for those, I think. The anvil run's about halfway done. We're not going to work on that today. We're going to work on that next week. Anvil run's halfway done, and then I'm working on the next big book for Breachers, which is going to be Sojourners, which is going to be the idea of like how to run inside the wall, how to set up camps, all that kind of stuff to kind of give the GM a little more detail. And then what else was I going to do? Oh, new class. I'm making a new class. The Sojourner is going to be like my cartographer, which is super important for Breachers. Let's move this over. There we go. This guy's finally getting his big thing this week. He's gotten very large. Very, very large. Oh, he hid. Went back into his hole. He's like this now. Clean my desk, clean my room. Spent like 7 hours going through everything in here. You guys can't see it because it's all over here at the second set. But yeah, man. Fixed the air conditioner and killed the weeds. I got to do weed stuff tomorrow. I'm going to go through. We have a landlord here and someone who takes care of the place, but they never weed eat. And around my grill and stuff, I have to weed eat every time. But, so I got a bunch of stuff. The only thing we're recording today is the news. I may record a few clips for the players. I do want to go over horror movie news because we don't have a Headless Night this week. So let me grab my news for this stuff. Let me see here. What it do? Udhime, are you excited for your first LARP? You all set? Is your costume ready? Are you all ready to rock and roll? I hope you are. Or maybe it's not your first. I thought you said it was your first. I could be wrong. Let me see here. Where is what I'm looking for? Chrome. Chrome. We want EFP. Boom. Done. All right, now we can go into it, everybody. Now we can do it. Let's head over to work. So we're going to work on not boarding today. That's why that's up. We're also going to be working on Mythic Bastion lands. That's the first thing we're going to do is Mythic Bastion lands. I did want to point out for those who are part of Patreon and those who are not, the free recipe came out today. So if you go in here, these... Oh, only I can see this. What the fuck? Well, that's not right. Why can only I see it? It's supposed to be out to the public. Oh, buddy. Why are you this way? Why are you this way? That is not how this goes. You were supposed to come out today. Why are you not in here? This is public. Let's just put it out. Allow comments, notify, done. Weird that it did this. You guys should be able to see that on the Facebook page. Why does it say only I can see it? That's weird. Okay, anyway. I fixed it. So, we put this out. Let me pause this. I put together a video for this. These are all the recipes so far for Breachers. This is the new one, the Tusker. Cover of Creep for it, because all the music in this setting is 90s grunge. Every time we play it. It's just fun. It has the two different art versions in there. He's the big one who's got like 4 pages. And then this is the last one. So the way this works, for those who don't have it, you can download them, print them. These are free right now. They're all out for free. You can download them, print them, grab them. But this is, I was pretty happy with this, actually. Let me blow this up a little bit. It is Travel Bites. Bacon Travel Bites. Bacon egg travel bites, but they double potion a numerical value of a potion. It'll double it, and then the curse is you can't use that same potion again the next day. So I was pretty happy with this. So this is out. If you guys haven't grabbed it yet, it's free. I'm going to be putting up everywhere after the show today, but I obviously like telling the people who come to these first. But let's get into some news. We're also going to need to have, pull up in Canva here. We're also going to need this today. This is the full version of all of the realms that I pulled. And then we'll go into the breakdown of like how I did this, what it is, why all these are separate with comments and all that stuff. I'm probably going to delete this stuff. I don't like the sketched art for this. It doesn't match Mythic Bastion lands like, honestly, at all. It doesn't match it whatsoever. So I'm probably going to delete that stuff out and do my own version of it because it just doesn't fit. You got it in your email? You should have got it mailed. Casper, are you talking about, did you order a physical copy? Those are all mailed out. The only one who's waiting on theirs is the person who won the auction because they're getting extra stuff. They're getting character sheets and they're getting a custom version of the map and some other stuff. Oh, hey, Nick, what's up? No session today, huh? Wasn't prepared. Please, you should always be prepared. So I want to go quickly over some horror movie news. Let's talk the basics here. I'm going to record this section. I do like to record this and put them out later. I really have got to look into finding an editor soon. I'm running out of time in the day, to be honest with you. So let me grab... There's a bunch of stuff for those who want some horror movie stuff to do this weekend. I'm going to be watching one of these. I think I'm going to stream it in Discord right after the chat. A lot of late nights. I feel you, man. Fear Street. Oh, I forgot about this. Let me get these all. I'm pulling and loading the stuff over here. I got a little bullet point list for my ass. Has anyone started watching Fear of the Walking Dead? I watched the first couple. I actually surprisingly really liked it. And I need to finish it. The Walking Dead TTRPG is really kind of killer. Do we have anything else in here? Oh, I am interested in I'm only putting things in this that I'm interested in. Let's see here. Oh, yes. I forgot about this. What else? Is there anything else? Is this any good? You guys seen the new look for Jason? I'll put that in the news too. They got the new look for Jason done. Saw it on Bloody Disgusting the other day. Probably overloading this fucking thing. What's this? That's a good article that I want to reference. All right, I think I got everything here. The new, Final Destination, I think, is now out on Max, too. Which, Max is going back to HBO, by the way. Like, what? Yeah, Patreon should email the post to you when it goes out. Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Did you get caught up in it for work? Yeah, the Bungie Marathon drama is absolutely insanity, guys. I've been thinking about going back to covering some video game stuff, because I feel like the video game legacy news is garbage right now. My brother and I used to run a website called Refresh and Reload, and we did a whole bunch of video game reviews, and I used to work in that industry. I enjoy it. I don't enjoy the direction that industry has gone. And I'm really not too excited on the concept of diving back into it. At the same time, I'm tired of seeing bad press coverage. Like, they're trying to destroy No Rest for the Wicked, which is a fucking amazing game, and it's just some things in this industry need to change, or we're gonna lose our industry. That's my honest point of view. We're gonna lose a lot of it. Thank God for indie publishers being able to make games at a really high level now. They understand fun and everything else. So anyway, let's set up the recording for this. I'm gonna start recording. I'm gonna go over horror movie news here live. I do have my ad for the day. Right. So it's recording. We're just gonna go to the next song. Let's see here. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome to May 17th Horror Movie News. This goes across everything you can find anywhere on the internet. That goes from movies to TV to video games to TTRPG. But this week is packed full of cinema. Like, actually fucking packed. We have so many things to showcase that I'm going to read some of them and just show other ones. We're not going to read through every article here, all right? Otherwise, this is going to be like a 45-minute news brief, and that's not the point of why I'm doing this for everybody. So I'm pretty pumped. Final Destination, the new version came out, like the latest movie came out, which is Bloodlines. This is this links back to the 1960 and marks 25 years of the franchise. 25 years. That's wild that we're that far into this. Everyone knows Final Destination. You've probably seen the trailers driving around Final Destination with the fake log rack on top of it and stuff like that. Pretty wild, actually. So May 16th, the 6th entry is out now. You can watch it. And it also has Tony Todd's Farewell, as well as William Bloodworth. You can find this over on Polygon. Now, let's take a quick look. I'm a big fan of Tony Todd. I mean, you kind of have to be, right? Like, Tony Todd is a god in horror movie cinema. So he improvs a farewell to his fans during the latest movie he's putting out. Very excited to see that he's kind of going out on a high note, dying in Final Destination. This article breaks it down pretty well. You probably know him for his work as Candyman, which is what I know him as, the original Candyman. Bloodworth is also leaving as well. You can find all this over on Polygon. All the links to these I'll put down below for you. The next up is something I'm excited for. This is streaming on Shudder right now. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but it's Clown in a Cornfield. I love the cover for this. This is out as well if you're looking for a little bit of that horror movie, Iowa Proverbs feel of clown horror movies. They've been big. Terrifier's kind of like brought it up, even though, if you ask me, Terrifier's a little bit more of a mime than a clown. That's a personal preference to me. So you can find this. This is on Shudder right now. I know that for a fact. Next up after this, we are getting into Bring Her Back review. The feel-bad horror movie of 2025 will make you squirm. This went under my radar. I had no idea what it was. It was reviewed at Sundance. I believe this is coming out here pretty soon. Bring Her Back, May 30th. This is an A24 one. A24, I just got done watching a bunch of stuff from them again. Green Knight, in preparation for my Mythic Bastionlands. You know I got to do at least a little horror for Mythic Bastionlands. And honestly, the myths of Arthurian tales are fucked up to begin with. I guess this is a really good performance from A24. Super complex. The lead in it, I guess, is amazing. I'm excited to see this. May 30th, I'll probably go check it in the theater. Speaking of theaters, everybody, has anyone seen what I believe it was Regal and AMC or Crown and AMC are doing? It costs so much to go see a movie now. Like, if you have two people with popcorn and movie tickets in certain parts of the US, it's legitimately like $100. Like, it's $20 a ticket. That's $40 for two of you. If you each get a popcorn and a soda, that's like another $20 a piece, if not more. Now you're at $80. If you're at a place where you have to park, gas, babysitter, you're talking like $100 night to go see a flick, like a night movie. That's fucking insanity. So I've been using MoviePass, not a promotion. I'm just telling you I have it. It's a little different than it used to be during COVID. I abused the shit out of it for COVID. But it's like $10 a month. You get, I think I can see about 3 movies, especially if I do daytime ones. If you go to day, you don't have to worry about people fighting you for them. So anytime you get a matinee time frame, you can just go to that. You can't pre-order your tickets unless you use extra credits. What I usually do is just pick the movie I want to go see, go 10 minutes, 15 minutes early, grab one, and if it's not there, I'll see another one while I'm there, or I'll go do something else for the day. But I'm not paying $100 to go see a fucking movie. This is the reason everyone is stealing movies. Like, it's so weird to me that the silver screen doesn't get this. Like, literally didn't get this. They think that you're going to pay $100 to go to the movies. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. Anyway, back to news. I had to say something about it because I just saw the article. So pretty excited for that. Netflix here, they have some new horror movie stuff coming out. We're going to be seeing the new Shady Side High School Senior Prom. That's coming in 2025. R.L. Stein's Fear Street. If you haven't been watching those Fear Streets are all there. Goosebumps as well. I haven't watched that. I heard the new Goosebumps is actually pretty fun. This is all just on Netflix right now for things that you can pick up and watch. Next up, also great website if you've never been here before. Selection of horror TV shows released the 4th through the 10th. This is a pretty good long archive of all of those horror movie shows that you can watch right now. The big thing is The Walking Dead. I liked Dead City Season 1. I watched a good chunk of it when I was prepping to run the new Walking Dead RPG from Free League. That game is a fantastic zombie game, and I love a good zombie game. It's not, while I like the zombies, I love the stories that are told just because of the intensity that is involved. It's a series that I want to run at some point in time on EFP, but they're back with Season 2. It looks like you can watch it on AMC, Hulu, and numerous other places. I'm pretty sure it's a pro subscription for AMC to be able to do it, unless you got cable, of course. After that, get rid of the ads. They picked their new Slayer. So if you don't know, Buffy the Vampire Slayer is getting rebooted. I don't know if Joss Whedon has anything to do with it. If it's just Sarah Michelle Gellar that's doing it, I don't know. Obviously, Trachtenberg can't come back. That was Buffy's sister back in the day, Summer. She, as an actress, passed, unfortunately. So they got a new person coming into play. I don't think she's going to play her sister. I think she's just a new Slayer. So this should be interesting to see. They got that kind of bubblegum cheerleader-looking girl to pick up the slack. Should be interesting. I'm a huge Buffy fan. I grew up watching it. I used to... There's a little tidbit about me, everybody. I used to work at a mall when I was younger. And when I first moved out here to Milwaukee. And I would trade in the seasons of other shows that I would get traded in at the store I was working at to this big movie and audio collection place. It was privately owned, local, and I would trade for the seasons of Buffy's on DVD. I think I have all of them but one in the basement, and Angel. And I would trade and get those. And I would sit with my friend and watch. We'd watch through Buffy because we want to pay for cable. So I was a huge fan of Buffy. I got into it maybe 2 years after it started. I'm actually pretty excited to see it coming back. I feel like we don't have a franchise series like that right now on TV. CW has tried over the years to do similar things. CW is just really good at finding unknown folk artists for music. I feel like that's all CW does anymore. I really do. We got more top movies and web series dropping on Netflix Prime Video right now. I'm really curious to see what this is. I believe it's called Buttman. Pretty sure. Came out April 10th. I did not see it. It is out now and watchable. Official trailer here for, what is this one? Fred and Rose West. British Horror Story. American Manhunt. I don't care about that too much. Here's the other one that I was interested in. Love, Death, and Robots Volume 4 is coming out. They're known for having some horror movie stuff in there. And every season of it has been entertaining. So hopefully that's pretty good as well. This is the official trailer for Dear, I think it's Hungrang. I feel like I've seen this, but I think it was not in English yet, and it is now. Should be interesting. All Netflix things releasing. Never Go Alone, Halloween Horror Nights, new merchandise. Can you stop? So this cat is curved, and it pisses me off. Like, I really prefer flat bills. Everyone keeps making these curved hats, and I just don't want them. I don't want curved hats. New merch. I showed really cool merch last Saturday with the rubber duckies and stuff like that. It's the only merch I found this week that was new, that meant anything. It was kind of cool. I do like the Never Go Alone font. Kind of gives me a little bit of the, what is the name of, oh God, I can't remember. Todd would know it, but it's the dude who puts pieces together to make himself. horror movie. For some reason, it's not coming to me. That font reminds me of it. But for me, I'm wearing it. I'm decked out in my Jason gear. I am excited. Jason Voorhees, designed by makeup effects legend Greg Nictoro. This is the new Voorhees for those who haven't seen him. I'm fine with it. Totally fine with it. I'm curious to see what on the mask is going to look like. I'm fine with just the trucker looking vibe to him. Honestly, it should be good. If you haven't seen it, this is the new logo reveal. And then they got the rights back for Friday the 13th. So we're going to be seeing a ton of stuff with them now. Femgore's graphic horror makes drama out of female rage and trauma. This should be pretty entertaining. This is Bunny. If you didn't see this, this was what is the name of this? Substance. Amazing movie if you haven't seen Substance. I'm really pretty pumped for this. I still need to watch this, Poor Things. I haven't watched it yet. I'm a big fan of her work in general. I heard Poor Things was good, but who knows? I could be wrong. It won a lot of awards. But this is a great article just about the female rise in horror movies right now, kind of taking over, which is dope for me. The female leads is why everyone grew up watching it. And last, Final Destination Bloodline director says IMAX viewers will get a version no one else will ever see. I actually really love when directors put out special movie versions for IMAX or certain theaters. As long eventually you can watch it online, you know it'll happen, but I love that stuff. I am not a Final Destination fan, even though I love death scenes. Jason X, being able to click through the death scenes on the DVD, one of my favorite things of all time. But pretty cool that they're doing this. If you haven't checked it out, Final Destination's done a bunch of crazy shit. It's really turned into less of like a gonzo film and more of like a horror movie now. And it's actually got a story and a through line. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped. This is a good month. Really good month for horror movies. I don't have anything else new for horror movies. If you're watching stuff and you have any recommendations, put them down in the comments below. Obviously, if you're here for the live show, stay tuned as we continue on to start working on things from Mythic Bastion lands. If you're watching this afterwards, this came from a live show. You can find it. It'll be linked. And you know all the other routines. Things around, click the buttons. Be awesome. Slash the thumbs. You know what I mean. Follow. That's what you do as a viewer who likes stuff, right? Unless it's No Rest for the Wicked and you ask for follows and everyone blows up because you want a good review, which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. If you don't know what that drama is, fucking buckle in. Till next Saturday, everybody. That's your horror movie news. Stay Ron. All right, so we're still here. That's recorded so I can put it out later. I love being able to do those live. Dude, there's some good horror movie news this month. It's a horror movie fan. I didn't see any other things. There's only one TTRPG thing, which is Arkham Horror. It's coming soon to print, but no one knows because I hate talking about anything that's going to print right now because of tariffs. I really feel bad talking about them. I don't want to make them look bad. Yeah, dude, legacy game journalists are fucking garbage right now, Nick. Like, I know we're going to give a little bit of a hot take here. I worked in video games for quite some time, from startups to companies to some of the big ones. I've talked about it numerous times on this channel. Fuck journalists that work for the major groups that are covering things copy and paste style, like it's political fucking news about video games. Nothing but drama non-stop. Non-stop. And the stuff about No Rest for the Wicked is absolutely fucking stupid. So stupid. He was saying that because people are reviewing the game bad because they put a patch out and something was imbalanced, they fix it in like 24, 48 hours, so people review bombed it. Now, we as consumers have the right to voice our opinion about a game. The problem is when you voice your opinion on Steam, and then you forget that you did it, there's no reminder, hey, patch is up. Check your review to update it. I personally think if something's in green light, you should not be able to thumbs up or thumbs down. You shouldn't. People can go through and read the comments if they want, but there should be no thumbs up or thumbs down. Because you are ruining a game during its development cycle. And there's so many games that have turned around because they listen to fans. It's the whole fucking point. And this game isn't even fully fucking released yet. So one of the CEOs from the game, for those who don't know, over the course of the year, their studio was closed, so that studio bought their rights back. And it took them a year to do it, but bravo. These are the same people who made Ori. They're good people. Now people are slandering the head guy, calling him a Nazi. They're taking things out of Discord conversations of the two CEOs who are like brothers, talking shit to each other and putting that out publicly like they're racists and Nazis. Like, fuck off. Friends talking in a private Discord with a group of people and everyone having fun. No one's offended. The only person offended is that journalist deciding that that is news because they can't find something good to write because no one will talk to them anymore. Pisses me off to high hell. And he asked for people, hey, if you like the update from the breach that we did, can you please go back and give us a good review? There is nothing wrong with asking that. I asked for thumbs up and likes and subscribing, and people ask for you to review them when you drive through a fucking Taco Bell line. There's nothing wrong with a video game company who's currently in their green light stage, going through early access, right? Saying, hey, give us a good review if you like what you're playing. Infuriates me. That's not what we're here for today. Had to get a little bit of the video game off my chest here. Let me, I'm gonna grab, do I want to grab all this stuff? I'm deciding if I want to put all of this stuff in my notes for today. I was a little ragey there. Although, according to Drew, my rage makes him happy. My anger makes him happy. That's Drew. That's what Drew says. Let's see if Rise in Design, if I can find this. Fuck those two people. Yeah, I know. It just pisses me off. It's unnecessary, man. It really is fucking unnecessary. Let me grab these links to all these things so that I can kind of put them in here. Where is the 17th? I'm trying to find my Rise in Design. Did I accidentally close it? Oh. I want to find March 17th in any of the articles. I keep putting March. I meant May. Fuck me. May 17th. Where are you? Where are you? Should be in R&D. Should be in Rise and Design. I guess I didn't put one together for the day. I know I did. Weird. I'm looking at my show notes. I use Mem for it. And for some reason, today's show is not showing for what I need, which is wild. I just want to be able to put the notes for the movies in here. Let's see here. This would be description links. Udahime, did you finish your costume for your LARP? Are you two all dressed and ready? Did you drop one in? Did you drop one in our Discord at all? Just curious what you're gonna look like for it. Unless you don't want to share, obviously, but that's fucking up to you, not me. Close these. Actually, you know what? I can pull these from my other notes. What am I doing? All right. That doesn't matter at all. So let's go on to the next thing I got. 3 outfits? Nice. What era are you from? Do you have an era? There it is. I knew my dumb ass put it in the YouTube description like a fucking imbecile. I didn't put it in. God damn it, Frank House. There we go. All right. 13th, John. Nice. So today I have two things I really want to do, and then hopefully if there's enough time or I feel up to it, we'll get into designing Aetherdark, our adventure. Baby compared to the others, I figure that was wise. 13th gen. Yeah, I mean, you know, start young. Gotta start young, drink the old. She's playing Vampire Life, by the way, for clarity for everybody else. So I want to look at a couple of things. Primarily, I want to look at... Probably need to pull up our Acrobat. I have to shoot one of my Lukes so I can share. Oh, gotcha. So let me take us over to the table here. Make sure everything's lined up accordingly. I guess I can move this stuff back over here now. I have extra news articles and stuff on another screen. I cleaned up my office a lot, and now this monitor is like really far from me, so I could have more desk space here for shit, which is fine. So this is the Mythic Bastionland sheet that someone else made, and I'm gonna be honest, I really like it. I think they did a really good job with it. It might actually be better than the regular one. How did I learn about this particular game? Good question. I am a big fan of Chris's work in general. So Mythic Bastionlands is his latest foray. It's based loosely on the Karn engine. Karn is a new TTRPG that is not new, it's a little older. It's won a bunch of awards. It is known for making the attack roll and the damage roll all in one, which is really fun. It speeds up process. I think it'll be really good on screen for that reason. Chris has got one of the best newsletters right now. If you're a game designer or you just want to see how a game designer thinks, like if my newsletter can be even close to his after a year or two, I'd be really happy. So here, let me look up Mythic Bastionlands and some other stuff. I'll get into a little bit of history for you all. Hold on. This Bastionland Press. I did a full video on it. I have a series of videos that are going to come out as well. So here's Bastionland Press, okay? This is his kind of all one-stop shop for Bastionlands. All these art pieces are by one guy. Nick and I talked about this. He educated me. I didn't even know, actually. Nick, the artist originally was doing art. One of the artists got sick or couldn't finish the project. One artist picked up the project and did all of the art. He also got sick in like November, December timeframe. So we had to wait for art. But to me, if I have to wait for one artist to do all the art, I am 1000% okay with that. So this is all one artist, nut to butt. Like, it's fucking wild. This is where you can buy his PDF right now. I've showcased this trailer before, but let me pause this. I'll play it again really quick. Pop it out. This is the trailer. This is his Kickstarter trailer from a year ago. Or 2 years? Maybe 2 years now. Really clean. Looks amazing. I love the art style. It's like creepy Arthurian myth. And then Chris found a way to make hex crawls part of the game, which is Comeback. For those who grew up in the 5e generation, or really even 3.0 generation and up, hex crawling was not common. It was considered archaic. It was the old way. No one liked it. It was bad. And it's weird because I like a good mix of everything. I'm a big fan of a good story, but I think you and the players make the story. I don't write the story. I write interactive pieces for you to take a part of. And so we started doing that. And then they wiped out all of the wax, or all the wax, all of the hex and old school role-playing stuff, all the old OSR stuff, old school Renaissance. And Old School Renaissance has come back huge right now. Because it's so big, we have seen a lot of companies dip back in by using Shadow Dark. Chris is a true designer. A lot of times he is modifying his own system or maybe modifying another. This has 72 nights in it. It's a legendary quest to find the city, or known as the city quest, which is what our group will be doing. Rules light, flavor heavy. That is very true. I love that you can just roll one night and really make sense. If you die, you can easily pick up another night in a matter of 5 minutes, because rolling stats. As today, we're going to roll a character up. It's going to be very easy. Combat is decisive. Nobody ever rolls to hit. You go straight to damage with the roll. Every turn you decide to stay in the fight matters, right? So, like, yeah, there's 72 nights. 72 nights, 72 omens, 72 seers. It is rules light. It's very simple. It's a D4 through D12 for all of your combat stuff. For any saves or using feats of power, you use a D20, and it's an equal to your stat and under, and there's only 3 stats. But he just packed so much in this book to make you able to run kind of whatever you want. He really did. So, The Past Never Was, Mythic Bastion Lands, is inspired by British folklore, Arthurian legends, and our own myths of the medieval era. So things that even us are just making up as people. Especially interested in the lies we tell about history, whether it's misconception or design. This game was written in the 21st century Britain. This would be born from the stories told in an industrial and electric bastion land. Now, here's why he's saying that. Chris has other games. If we go back to his page, hold on here. Where's his Bastion Lands link? Let me just look up Bastion Land Publishing. Bastion Land. Is this it? This is it. This is his webpage for everything. This is Between the Ages, all that kind of stuff. But does this have all this other... Yeah, so here's Electric Bastion Land. So Electric Bastion Land, this is another one of his. This is his catalog. Oh no, maybe not. Am I wrong? Why is it not? Huh. So the upper right. Upper right. Ah, thank you. So, Mythic. 12 failed careers. Teen Island. This isn't everything, though. This is just takes you to it. This isn't everything, though. There should be Electric Bastion Land and the other ones. Here it is. Electric Bastion Land as well as one of them. Electric Bastion Land is like his... Did you ever play the video game Bastion? That's probably a really good representation of it. The actual game Bastion. So this is the electric version. Then he has the medieval version. And there's one other, I thought. Or is it only the 2 right now? Oh, Into the Odd. He also did Into the Odd, which is kind of where it all started for me. So I've just been following him as a designer. Full game, you can see it here. This is everything for it. All black and white with some splashes of color. It's a gorgeous set piece. So anyway, that's how I learned about it. And he even says it here. So Mythic Bastion Land is before Into the Odd. And then if we scroll down, Electric Bastion Land is... I believe Electric Bastion Land is deeper into the Odd. So it's kind of like part of it as a treasure hunter. Playing Into the Odd. So, pretty fun. That's where I learned. For all intents and purposes. His Kickstarter... If we look up Mythic... We're finally getting our books end of this month, I think. End of this month, beginning of next. Because he just showed us the book exists. He finally got his copy. Right? which I'm excited for. But he, the campaign was in 23. We're just getting it now. It was a long wait, honestly, but we've had the PDF for a long time. I think I got the PDF, like, the full PDF was in March, but I got a piecemeal version throughout the years. Most of it was just missing art. His writing was done. It was just the art. But his inspiration is Prince Valiant, Excalibur, Pendragon, the Green Knight film, and Elden Ring, which... amazing that he's doing the twist of Elden Ring. There's a few actual plays. I had a hard time watching them because there were some audio issues, but he does break down how hex mapping works, character generation, combat sample. So he's already kind of put all this stuff together as well. So that's my answer. How did it happen? What made me want to do this? With that, if we go back to Acrobat, probably gonna have to make this a little wider. A little wider, because I think it's not filling my... There. This is the character sheet. They have it for 2 pages, which I really enjoy, because you got a little more space to add things that you may want. This is the form fill version, so we can, you know, type stuff in here. We're going to go through the game and roll up a character live, because I really want to kind of show the ease of use and how it works. I don't... Why? Why? No one wants this. Close! How do I make it go away? How do I get rid of this? This appears to be a long document. Save time by reading the summary. No, I don't want the summary. Like, can I please close you? Can you go away? I don't want to. I want you to go away. You're at the top of my screen. There's an X here. I just want to point this out. There's an X and I can't click it. I'm going to try reloading this. Because I don't want that up there the whole time. Because if I'm clipping anything, it just shows that stupid fucking summary the whole time. There, get fucked. Alright. I mean, I would use it for, like, if I was doing a report or, like, oh, God, I gotta review this book. Fuck. And I would look at that and then decide what areas to go read at. If I was doing, like, a quick review, I didn't have time. Anyway. So his inspirations are in here as well. Selected inspirations is Karn, which is kind of where the core mechanic starts. Kingdoms, Mousewitter, Newerland, Pendragon, Prince Valiant, the storytelling game, which is really good if you've never seen it. Rune Karn, and that's kind of like his inspiration game-wise. They have the whole write-up for like what we're getting into. Just it's this old King Arthur, Elden Ring inspired Baroque meets medieval fantasy is kind of how I would explain it. When we do our game, I'm going to pull our highlighter back out. This is the non-highlighter version, everybody. When we pull ours out. So the way the game works is you don't get experience. We age through time. But before we do that, we know we are doing what would be considered a saga, because we are doing more than 6 sessions or 1 session. So we are doing a saga. Ours is 9. How do we start? I want them to start as young knight errants. I want to do some season passages. I would like to go from knight errant to probably courtier by the end. That's my game plan. So we're going to start at wanderer. Okay. That means that we're doing a d6 roll for guard and a d12 plus a d6 for each virtue. They arrive in the realm seeking glory. If they lack direction, you give them a seer for counsel. I think they arrive to it, and we're going to be starting on our trek to the nearest city we can see. And they're going to be a group of knight errants from another land coming here to find a spot to set up a holding of their own. That's the concept. Set up their own holding. You can't take a holding in knightly stuff unless you are given a holding. Otherwise, it's stealing. But I want to point out, these aren't, these really aren't normal knights, okay, everyone? They're not. They're not normal knights. These knights are fucking wild, man. Like, you'll see when we roll. I think we're going to roll a couple and pick the one we want for the fun of it. So we're going to be doing stats, right? That's the thing we know. And I also found a book of mine here. Let me show you guys this. The book my mother had bought me for journaling. And if you can see it, it's solid wood. But listen, it's actually a wood cover. I love the cover in here. The cover, like the inside marble pages. They did like this weird version of like a wallpaper. So I used this when I ran my test play for Adam, Diana, Raven, and Allie. And we played a couple games, and then I started a new one. This is the starting page I did. I like to fold a page in half here. I glue it down inside, like fold it over and glue it. And then I did some little art for Mythic Bastion Land and just kind of fit it in there. Gold and green, because I went through all my markers. So I have found a whole bunch of markers. I also found this. You ever heard the idea that you should have a trash can on your desk to like throw little things away? Have you seen that? Like, keep your space clean. Like, I have a trash can down here, and then I have a scrap bag down here for anything recyclable because I do so much paperwork. But when I was on tour for Gamerati, we did our big loot tour. We stopped by his buddy's garbage company in East-West Michigan called Duncan, and they had these. It's literally a little trash can, and it flips. It's supposed to be for your pens, and for a long time I had markers in here, but now I have it sitting down so I can just throw little scraps in here, like metal bits and shit like that. Or can it go in this? I found it so entertaining. I'm gonna cover it in stickers and shit, but it made me happy. It's literally a fucking trash can. So I know I'm going to be doing some ideas and, you know, writing things down and all that. So I have notes here. I want to kind of ignore the first 3 pages. Actually, 4. 4 pages I'm going to ignore. I'm going to write down at the top of this. I have a whole other side of my desk is empty now. Like, it's actually empty. I can fucking use it for stuff. Like, literally. So I'm gonna do a character creation one for myself. So we're gonna do character creation. Just writing this down. And I like making some notes for myself on how character creation works. So we're starting as a wanderer. And wanderers get a D6 guard. Does he do capital or lowercase? Lowercase. D6 guard. And then they get a D12 plus D6 each stat. And I'm using my fountain pen because I feel like I get to. Oh, and I also have these lovely hands from I use them for Ethauntia, but I can use them for this too. They're kind of cross promotion. Let me get rid of my writing bar here. My wrist, because I don't need it. And we're going to go into kind of what I want to do for this. Can this be canon character in the game? It is going to be a canon character in the game. That is correct. I am making this so as part of a game. That's how we always do it. So we know that. We know that they are looking for glory. I think we start with 0 glory, or is it 1? When a group feels that the myth has been resolved, reaching a conclusion of any type, the knights who played a part of that myth gain 1 glory. But I think we start with 0 glory. Yep, right here. Rank. Let's go back over to the table. Knight Errant, 0 glory. So I know we're going to start with 0 glory. All right. I just found the mini cans on Amazon. Yeah, right? They sell them. Yeah, you could get them made, but these are this. So Drew's wife gave me one of these. Self-expression. And I kind of want to glue it and wrap it onto here. I'm kind of thinking about gluing it onto here. Or maybe on the side. I don't know. I just think it's adorable. And I'm not going to put it on, like, my own thing. But if I glued it on here, I think if I use a good enough glue, I could wrap it. I'd have to glue it down to start. And put some rubber bands on it to press it in place. But I think that could look kind of good. Right? I'm not sure yet. I'm not 100%. But I'm thinking about doing that. Otherwise, it can go in like a journal or something. Worthiness, rank alone does not immediately grant the Knight Council position. Yeah, we know all that stuff. So knighthood. I love that he's done this where he's highlighted the 3 letters to remind you on how to write this shit. More how it's going to be said throughout the book. We have 3 virtues. You use these for stats. They are roll equal. Meets a pizza. So meet it or under. Meets a pizza. Still stands for this. We're going to have to make a meets a pizza and a knight helm. We got the Plague Doctor one for Ethauntia. We're going to need a knight one. A knight helm. Meets a pizza. I'll have to talk to Allie. I don't know if you saw these yet, Brianna. Hold on here. Allie and I don't remember how it exactly went. Serving Hands thought Allie said, Serving Hands thought Slit said meets a pizza, and he said something else entirely. Allie and I immediately started messaging each other because we immediately thought of Little Caesars. So we made meets a pizza mugs, and they're textured. Like, full on meets a pizza Plague Doctors. And all that stuff's textured. But it says like DC 13 and he's holding the 13 with his nose up like the Little Caesars guy. So this was part of our last show. This happened. A bunch of people bought them. I guess we found out it's UV paint and UV coated and dried. So it actually has texture. We have shirts coming out for this as well. I just haven't had the time to put them into place. But it's a 30-ounce travel mug. It comes with the straw and the cap and all that shit. You can see it over in the merch. I forgot. You haven't been here for this. So that's what that is. Dude, so fucking funny. It really is. So, on top of this, our guard we're going to roll for. So let's just do this. I need people to roll me a D12, then a D6, a D12, then a D6. Or do 3D12 in a row, and then we'll do 3D6, and we'll take them in the order they come. We're going to add those together, and we're going to fill out our information for our stats here, right? While that's going on, we started Zero Glory. We don't know our name yet. We know we're a knight errant. We know that we're going to get our special traits and everything else here. I'm going to zoom this in a little bit so we can read it easier. We know we get a D6 for our guard. Armor will come from our knight. So in chat, okay, so we got a 6. I'm just going to go straight across here. I'm just going to write these in. 6. 5. Ooh, boy. What's a spirit? Exclamation point 1D12 for anyone who wants to roll. So we got a 6 for the first one from Star Drew, a 5 from Nick for the next one, and a 12! Holy shit! Now we need a D6. We need 4 D6 actually. Clarity, Vigor, Spirit, and then we need it for Guard as well. So now we're into D6s, so we need those separately as well. A 5 on top of this one makes an 11. That's a 5. I can't believe we got a fucking 12, dude. It's gonna be the Knight of Knights. A 1, not that great. The 1's not that great. We now have a very good Vigor. Oh, All these good stats just went down the drain. Oh, we could have got a better roll there. Oh, God, the ones just killed us. Killed us. Damn it, man. That's all right. I mean, it's still decent. We're above average, except for at 6. So that's our stats, man. Not all the ones. I know. It's so disappointing. But that's what it is. It is what it is. All right. So we've rolled them all. It's a D6, a D12 plus a D6. Spirit should be +6. Is it? Oh, it is. Is that right in the order? Oh, it is a +6. Oh, okay. Okay. So it was a 5. So fuck, what did I do? I don't remember now. What was our second 12? 5. So this should be an 11 as well. 11, 11, 13. It's not bad. We're a good night. We're a good night. Right? That's a good, it's decent. And remember, we only use these when we want to use a feat, which are special abilities that we get. Yeah, I know Spirit was 12. We got a +1 to it, didn't we? Oh, I see what you're saying. This is a 6. This is an 18. You're right. That is the order of the dice rolls and how they were rolled. Sometimes it spits them out in a different order. Yeah, I mean, Spirit's an 18. Okay, we good. So the way this works is you have special feats. I'm just going to zoom in on the character sheet here because they have them. You can do these until you fail. All right. So if you want to use a smite, you use your vigor. If you want, and you can either do an extra D12 to it, or you can do a blast, hitting everything in an area. You can do focus, use after rolling an attack, perform a gambit without a die. Gambits are special maneuvers you can do. You have to pass a clarity save or become fatigued. Or you can deny somebody. Use after an attack roll against you or an allies within arm reach. You can discard 1 attack die from that person and have to pass a spirit. So for us to do this, we're really good. We're like a really good sword fighter. Okay. So keep that in mind. We're a good sword fighter. So now that we have the numbers, they go down here, right? Because you can take damage to these pools. So we put them down there, and the top one is kind of like where we take hits. Let's go back over to Mythic Bastions. So we did that. Property. We get items we bring with us. Ability, a special ability to us. Passion. We get a special passion based on our knight. Every knight has the following. We have dagger, torches, rope, dry rations, and camping gear. So let's copy that. Let's go over here. That's property. Do we have another space down here for more property? I mean, I guess that's this here. So let's just put it in place. D6, torches, rope. I'm gonna make this kind of go like that. Dry rations, camping gear, right? Let me get an arrow. Hold on here. Copy and paste arrows. One of my favorite sites, for those who don't know, who are writers and doing design work, is this site. It allows, that's how I get all my emojis and shit. It allows you to copy and paste things, and I love being able to look through these and find what I think is useful. Well, I kind of like this one. So we're going to copy this. We're going to go over here. And then I'm going to capitalize this. But first I'm going to go boom, dagger. And that kind of gives us our starting stuff. I'm going to keep this weapon separate, I think. And then we're going to do it again. And I'll release that T off of there. And then that's all of our extra gear. Okay, so now we got that in place. All right. So let's, we have the 3 feats. We already know it. This is the oath. I think it's important when you make your character. I think every character, every player should copy this or write it down manually. But as you can see here, they don't have it on the sheet. And I thought that was disappointing. I think that it should have been on here somewhere. Right? So I'm going to put it here. I think this is too important to not have in here. This is your code, your edict, the thing you do. Seek the myths, honor the seers, protect the realm. And that means anytime players don't know what to do, they can fall back on this. I did something very similar for breachers with, you never leave a breacher behind. You always got to collect the body, get them. If they die, you have to go back in for them. If you have to leave them, like, that is your job, to find things, bring them back for the district to survive, and never leave one of your own behind. You always try to get their gear and everything, because it's a minimal resource is the reason that you're doing. All right. So I copy that and put it in. We go on to the basic rules. I do want to go over the basic rules here just so everybody understands them, especially as we get into the live shows and what we're going to do. One, let's see real quick. I want to see if I can get us an undead knight. Maybe there's a death knight. That's good for the show, right? Death knight. Dun, 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 dun. Death knight. Knight. Let's get a good knight. I want scary though. These are all like chibi. Can I get a good knight? No? All right, we're just going to use this little chibi one. It's still decent. I like the animation for it. He's cute. I don't usually use cute, but he's cute, and we're going to go with it. Back to what we were doing. Put my timer on. Giving us an hour for this part of the show. So, saves, everything like I said before, is D20 equal or below based on your 3 stats. Virtues can reduce and raise in a number of ways, but can never go higher than 19 or lower than 0. I'm going to mark that virtues for myself. Virtues take damage, but never lower than 0 or higher than 19. That's important. So that means you can go up a little higher. A Plague Knight, yeah, that's what I was looking for. I might have to find one and add it. I can add stuff to it too. Like I have a full fucking library of stuff here. I know you guys can't see it too well in this one, but if we go back over, if I go to my stuff, you can see I have like the Jason one I have on here. There's the new Jason 45. 100% funded when I'm interviewing people for Kickstarter. It's a trap. I love this one. It like animates his face and there's a trap. Bunch of those. The off-air, on-air. This was for Athena when she was playing a vampire. The Pew Pews for Ogre Force. Me getting hit with a brick. Green Lanterns. My favorite TV girl. Working all night. Right? There's all those. And then we have local gallery. He's the normal one that we run, which is the Crypt Keeper. He's usually what's running in the background for Tales of the Crypt. We have our Corpse Talk one that I designed. This I have playing in the background a lot. That's usually what I have running. I have an Akuma, an On Air, an Angry Squid. There's just a bunch of wild stuff. Here we go. Here's a full-on night on here. Why can't I... Why is it doing the mimic? Uh-oh. Is this Golden Axe not working? Huh. Oh, my Golden Axe one's not working anymore. Weird. I have a Golden Axe 2, which was like a knight, which is really cool. Here we go. Here's our knight. Hold on. There we go. We'll do He-Man. There you go. Full on Castle Grayskull, baby. Back to work. So, we know our saves. What's up, Serving? Went through all the horror movie news already. We are currently building a knight for the show. We did okay rolls, except for our vigor was bad. We got 11 clarity, a 6 vigor. We have an 18 spirit. We got a max 12 and a max 6 on that one, 3 guard. So we're making a knight that will be a part of the show at some point. I have an idea for it already. So we're doing that. Virtues. So anyway, I can't go below 9. Okay, that's good. This is important. This is different than most games. Move and then perform an action always in that order. This is going to fuck with people. You can't move, shoot, move. You can't attack, move. You can only move, then attack. Or not do one of them. Players normally take the first turn of combat, discussing their plan and acting in any order you wish. For a surprise round, this is important as well. Characters who are not ready for combat, like if you get jumped, you make a clear save, or you miss the first turn. I think that's really kind of a good note for surprise. I'm going to mark down surprise. Surprise, bitch! Right? Surprise. Where's my... I also have this big... I don't know if I've ever shown this off on screen yet. I have this big brass Coeco that's one of these kind of pencils with a big fucking nub. Oh yeah, you did miss me ranting about video game journalism. That is 100% true. What is the temp of it? 64. It's hot in here. I'm gonna open this window. I'm gonna lean way in. Oh, the breeze, baby. Ooh, hold on. I had to open up the other window to give a cross ventilation through the house. Set it around in the bedroom. So, surprise. Claire. Is it CLA? CLA, save. I'm going to erase this. Since I can reach all my shit now. Claire. Save. Or miss round. Just so I have a note, right? Reaction, non-player characters react the way that feels appropriate for the current context. When uncertain, a character makes a spirit save to avoid unfavorable reactions. Like if you as a player don't know I don't know what I want to do. I'm like, all right, man, you're gonna make me a spirit save. Like if a player gets to dictate what their player character does, but you know how those moments happen where your players take too long? And they're like not sure what they want to do. Like, all right, well, then give me a spirit. Let's see how these things react to you. I really enjoy that because one, not all players always have an answer. And that, again, brings back that core motto of check your sheet, but don't start on your sheet. Like, be the character, make the decisions. And if you can't, make a spirit roll. Really cool. Love this reaction thing. That's one of my favorite things he does in here is he really does give good guidelines on like what to do when role playing or table decisions is not working. So I'm gonna write that down as well. And I'm gonna mark if they don't know what to do what to do. What is it if you don't know what to do? Spirit save. SPI save. For reaction. I love that. So I'm marking that down as well. Next, exposed. Characters who are caught off their guard, caught with their guard down, or otherwise defenseless, are exposed and react as if they have a 0 guard. This is important as well. We want to know 0 guard. Exposed. Caught off guard. Caught off guard. You have a 0 guard, aka 0 guard. Okay. That's pretty important. We'll highlight this for us just so we remember it in case I look back to the book. This is going to be the show copy. That's why I have a cleared version. Feats or special actions by knights that can perform as described on page 10. Using feats risks the knight becoming fatigued, which prevents them from using further feats until they rest. Yeah, I'm excited. You get to play a full series with this. This is the first time. So feats are pretty cool. I am going to click this so you can see what feats do, since we're in the middle talking about them. These are your feats, everybody. These are the things that are those mythical, righteous fucking powers that you have. Smite, you release your righteous fury, use before rolling an attack. So smite is before you roll. The attack gains a D12 or blast. Pass a vigor save or become fatigued. Nah, just eat them. Just eat them. Twizzlers don't go bad. Just your teeth do, right? That's what happens. Twizzlers don't go bad. Just your teeth do, as they break from eating the year-old Twizzlers. I forgot you were eating those. Focus, create an opening to exploit, use after rolling an attack. So if you roll an attack, you can't use smite, but you can use focus. You can perform a gambit without using a die. So basically free gambit. Pass a clarity save or become fatigued. And then deny is that rebuff an attack before it lands. Use after an attack roll against you or an ally within arm's reach. Discard 1 attack die from that roll. Pass a spirit save or become fatigued. And then these are all the different gambits we can do. These are like the special maneuvers, which we will get into once we're there. Let me bring us back to here. So that's what feats are, right? That's what feats are. I know them. I'm not going to write these down. I don't think it's necessary. Death. Even the boldest knight can die a sudden or ignorable death. Ignorable? It's not ignorable. Ignoble death. Prepare yourself for this. When a knight dies, the player creates a new knight, and they are added to the company as quickly as possible. Alternatively, they may assume control of a squire or a follower. I think we're going to have squire. Twizzlers just lose the fruit flavor and just goes rubber. Twizzlers will outlive the Twinkie. So it must be better for you, right? Right? I don't know if that's true. Serving hands. We got traps, ambushes, typically exposed, death, a follower, a squire. That takes us over to the next thing, which is pretty cool. So here's how attacks work. This is important. This is just so everybody understands how attacks work when we go to the live show. You go through the following steps in order. All combatants attacking the same target. So for this example, we're going to use a dark knight, like a death knight, right? So we're using a death knight. Everyone's fighting this death knight. If there's 3 combatants, they all attacking the same target. They roll their dice at the same time. Everyone picks up all their dice for that attack, and they roll them. If the target or nearby allies can deny, right now, they have to do it. That's that thing we said you have to do before attack rolls, right? Because attacks are simultaneous. Attackers may perform gambits, which we're going to get into. That's on a 4+ and an 8+. Basically, 4+ is a regular gambit, 8+ is a superior gambit. That's all you're looking for on this plethora of dice that you roll. That's all you're looking for. Add any extra damage from attackers who are bolstering. So basically every gambit adds 1 to damage. Every superior gambit adds 2. Subtract the target's total armor from the score. Armor is a reduction. And then that's how much damage the creature takes. So if you're fighting this Dark Knight, he has a version of here, like the Death Knight. So a knight with a mace, D8, and a shield of D4. So here, we're gonna get ready to roll this. So we're gonna be rolling. We got a D8, a D4. Is aided by an ally with 2 daggers, D6 each. So it's a D8, D4, and 2D6. They have to be rolled individually. They roll a D8, a D4, and 2D6 respectively. Okay? The dice on their version is a 7, a 3, a 1, and a 5. The highest die is 7. That starts the damage pool. Is a 7. Boom. Okay? The 5 is spent on a gambit to bolster the damage to 8. Remember, 4 and up is +1. 8 and up can be a +2. That 7 becomes 8. The target has 2 armor, helm, and shield, reducing the damage to 6. I take 6 damage. That's a combat round. We're done. Pretty cool, right? That's it. That's all there is to it. But because it's a group of people doing it, let's say that when you hit him, armor shatters and hits the ground, and in the plates, bones grow up into skeletal knights wearing armor, and they flank each side. So now it's 1-on-1-on-1. 2 of the knights say, we'll take the Death Knight, you take the others. That other knight goes, I'm going to do a blast. I want to hit all 3 of these guys and see if I can't knock it down. So they would roll a d20 roll and have to roll underneath their... We'll go back to our stats. They would have to roll underneath their clarity. So if we roll an 11 or lower, we do our blast. Boom, it goes off. It hits everything in the area. We rolled 11 or lower. It means we can use it again. We do our damage. We would roll our die set with no one adding. If we were the knight with the 2 daggers that are doing that, as it dashes through, hitting everyone in the area, 2 daggers cutting them up, we would roll our 2d6, and then maybe we also have a movement power. When we blast, we're better at it, and it gives us a d8. So we would roll a d8 and then 2d6, right? So for us, boom, I rolled. I got a 7 for my die, I got a 6, and I got a 2. The 2 gets washed away. We do 8 points of damage to both, to the first knight, because you do have to roll twice, first skeleton. Then we roll for the second one. Our highest is a 6. We get the bolster once. We do a 7 to the other. Boom, boom. They have an armor of 1 from the plate they're wearing. They take 5 points of damage. Good chance that those skeletons get put down. That's combat. That's combat. Super clean. And then when it goes back to the other people fighting against the Death Knight, they would still get their D8, the D4 shield. The guy with 2 daggers isn't there, but the Great Axe guy turns around to swing, and he adds a D12 to it. So now we would be rolling a D8, a D12, and let me find my pretty D4. Also, if you guys haven't seen these dice, these are the Dark Mage, the Evil Mage from Delicious in Dungeon. This is the marking for his stuff, right? So now we're rolling a D12 from that Great Axe, a D8 from the original, and a D4 for the shield. And we're going against the Death Knight. So I got a 12. I got a 12. So, or no, sorry, 10. Got a 10 for the Great Axe. That starts damage. I got a 4. That I'm going to bolster for another damage. And then this got a 4 as well. So if we go over to our options that we have, if we look at gambits on page 10, right? We have bolster attack, which is that extra damage we're doing. We can move them as well. Or we can repel a foe away from us, like kick them back. Or we can stop a foe from moving. Or we can impair their weapon. I think with the D4, I think we Great Axe pushing hitting the Death Knight, pushing the sword to the ground. The other knight stabs him through and pins that great sword down with the shield, which means his weapon is impaired next turn, which means he loses a die from his pool and he attacks. Super cinematic combat. 3 dice. All roll in 1. No roll to hit, roll to damage. It's just baked in, which I think is the highlight for the combat in this system. And I thought maybe it wouldn't feel good, but I was wrong. It feels great. Like, it really does feel good. When we did our test play versions of this with Adam, Diana, Allie, and Raven, we were like, okay, this is fucking awesome. So he breaks down. He gives you a nice rundown on how it works. Impaired, if you get impaired, you roll a d4 only. You cannot gain bonus dice or benefits from feats if you get impaired. I roll attacks, roll d4 only. That's huge. We pin the shield. That's huge. Blast, target everybody in their area. Damage, and impaired is big. Like, I can't believe how powerful that is. Impaired attacks, roll d4 only. Cannot gain bonus dice or benefit. Whew. So that's that. I bet you that means all of my dice go to d4. Every dice I have goes to d4. So if I'm rolling 4 dice, I'm rolling 4d4 now looking for 4s. Makes it really hard for me to do anything to do. I'm gonna have to get out my wizard dice. Todd found a site selling bags of d4s for magic missiles. Hold on here. This one? I think it's one of these two. I think it's the bottom one, actually. Hold on. I'm gonna have to pull these out and have them ready for the shows. And the bottom. I knew it. Knew it. The Mandalorian Silver Dungeon Master back from watching paint dry. But so these are going to be a part of the show, I think. I'm going to need them for impairing because we're going to be rolling tons of d4s. So I'm going to have to give them a whole. But so the reason that we get them, right, is because they're damaged and they're selling them cheap. But Todd and I are like, oh, that's awesome. I don't care if they roll proper. I really don't. But look at the damage on these. They look like magic missile dice that took magic missile damage. Like, so I hold this one. It's like damaged. So I think this is going to be, this is the one I'm going to have to use for the show. So I will put these back. You may have too many dice boxes if you have to move 10 to get to 1. There we go. So, we're going to need D4s for when you're impaired. So I'm going to make a note to myself as the GM here. Actually, I'll make a note to the players, too. I'm just going to put it in bold. Bring extra D4. And I'm pretty sure that's how that worked. Nix, if you know otherwise than I do, that's how I'm reading that impaired. I'm reading that impaired as all dice just become D4s. Attack roll D4s only. So if you had D10s, D12s, whatever, they go to D4s. That's how I'm reading that. They have emotional damage. Yes, yes, Serving Hands. Those have emotional damage as well. Yes, that's where it comes from. Oh, Nick, I just saw that you put that. Why? If you stick a Twizzler up your nose, you can pull it out your mouth. It's just like floss. It's not. They make the best straws for Dr. Pepper. Okay. I didn't know that. So that's our death save, our combat rounds, how combat works. I'm probably going to copy this and give this to the players as well, just so they know. That's how I read it. Yeah, okay, that's same. That's cool. That's such an elegant rule. Blast, you have to roll for each character separately, each thing. I knew that. Damage, the attack's damage is reduced from guard. So this is important. I am going to write this down. Damage. Because I know it reduces from guard and then it moves, right? So reduce from guard. from guard. Okay. If they have at least one guard remaining, they can evade and attack. One guard can evade and attack. Cool. If it exceeds the target's guard, the excess is deducted from vigor. So then it goes guard to vigor. Okay? And then you take a wound. Take a wound. Like all the great knight films. You take a wound. If they lose half or more of the remaining vigor, it's a mortal wound. Half or more of vigor, take a mortal. So thinking of it that way, players are going to have to like look at their vigor, mark down what their half is so they know for mortal wounds. They die if left unattended for an hour. That's huge, everybody. This whole paragraph is big. If damage reduces the target's vigor to 0, you die. I'm going to put death. Die at 0 vigor. At 0 vigor. All right. That's it. These we're going to go over loosely just so you understand how it works. Virtue loss. Virtues may be reduced by means other than damage, typically referred to as virtue loss. In addition to the situations listed in the rules, characters may suffer virtue loss as the cost of consequence of an action. This is detailed in the action procedure area on page 16. Obviously hyperlinked, everybody. We know the rules. Hyperlink drink. So, victims are only slain or mortally wounded. The virtue was reduced by damage, never as a result of virtue loss. So if you take virtue loss from being exhausted, clarity from exposed, or spirit from being impaired, you can't die from that. Guard is fully restored with just a moment of peace after danger is past, so you always get your guard back. You take a breather, you're good. Fatigue is also removed this way if you get tired from failing a feat. So you can't, the cool thing is all your feats work, right? And if you get in combat and you run out of the ability, you're too taxed to use your feats. If you have another combat after a moment of breather, they come back. That's really fucking cool. It's very important to understand how that works. Virtues can be fully restored by 3 means: a remedy, an action, a new season. So this is kind of important. We talked about this in our last show where we talked about Mythic Bastionland. You can't... How do I want to say this? Virtues are a combination of a stat and hit point pool. It's very similar to Monty Cook games, well, the way they handle their 3 pools. With these, though, you take damage to them from traveling, but you don't level in this game. There's no experience points. Things change through the passage of seasons, like actual seasons, summer, winter, fall, that kind of thing, right? And ages. And that's actually how you also like get better, and you also age out. When you hit the next category of a night, like from what we are playing to the next one, you actually roll your stats again, and you take the higher of the 2, and you get an extra bonus to what you're rolling instead of it being something basic. And as you start to age out, you roll again and you take the lower of the 2 as you're getting older. Really cool concept for how to do this. I just want people to understand this game is not based on experience. It's based on glory and seasons and passage of time. It's a great way to teach your players a new way of gaming. Because I feel like that's not what happens in most games. Most games are... We played 2 days in D&D and we're level 15. No. So, And I harp on this because I don't like when there's no passage of time in my games. So vigor is restored by consuming sustenance or spending a full day in a warm hospitality. So like eating food, warm meal, bedded in instead of standing in the cold or resting bedside. Clarity is restored by consuming a stimulant. That can be booze, a drug, smoking, tea or coffee, or guidance from a seer. Remember, there's 72 of those motherfuckers too. Spirit is restored by consuming sacrament or indulging in passion. Sacrament can be like going to a church, going through your religion with a seer. Maybe there's a person who does sacrament in your group, or maybe it's through having a lover. Maybe it's hanging with a friend, sharing tales, a poem. It could be arguing or fighting with someone in your party about something. Your spirit gets restored, and so on. This is very different from other games, but I like the concept, the passage of time. Yes, it's very different. Very different. Remedies. A single remedy is a sizable bundle of materials and tools. A person or dedicated beast of burden can carry only one remedy at a time. So you can't fucking stockpile these things. So I'm going to mark down that remedies and if you each have a beast of burden, you can each carry one, right? Remedies. Sizable bundle. Sizable bundle of materials and tools. Person or beast of burden. Person or dedicated beast of burden. Can carry only one. Bold that shit. So the reason I use this because you can write really bold. It's not and doesn't dent your page as bad. So using a remedy requires a whole phase of the day because days are cut into phases, and it's more about the ceremonial act than it is the material components themselves. The virtue is restored before resolving any omens or any other encounters. So if you do that phase of the day, you recover everything, and then we do our omens and encounters so that you're not fucking your players over. He's teaching a GM here. He's teaching them, don't bone your players. Let them heal up. A single remedy is enough to benefit the whole company. That's cool. Affects whole company. Whole company. Awesome. Awesome. Then we have our scars. This is the other thing I wanted to talk about. When we take scars, take the die that caused the scar and roll it again. So like, if you get hit by a great axe, it's a d12, you roll a d12. If you get hit by a dagger and it's a d6, you roll a d6. So the severity of the scar is based on the severity of the weapon die. Virtue lost through scars is not damage, so cannot mortally wound or slay the victim. Scars are only gained through real deadly combat, not training or bloody duels. So that's how you get a scar, and you roll, and these are the different things they can do. They're cool, though. Like, if you get a rupture, innards pierced, compressed, lose 2d6, and compressed, lose 2d6 vigor. There's, like, tear, something taken in a violent struggle, roll a d6, nose, ear, finger, thumb, eye, chunk, scalp. When you get patched up, if your max guard is 8 or less, increase it by d60, you get tougher from scars. They build character. So you can like increase your guard and make it better, which is super fucking cool. Like, you want to have these story-driven things happen to your knight because it changes the character of your knight. And it really increases their stats, which is really fun. Not all of them, just some of them. Same for mutilation. A limb is rendered lost or useless. Roll a d6. Leg, shield arm, sword arm. By the next season, you have a prosthetic or have learned to get by. And your max guard is 10 or less. You roll a d6. And you add to it. So you're fucking tougher. Which is true. Any of my friends that I know that have lost a limb to war or an ailment or a tractor, I know someone did, they're a tougher fucking human when it's all said and done. They really, really are. So super cool. Same thing, they got it for guard here as well. You just take a beating. There's specifics of combats. We've kind of talked about this, the different feats, the different gambits. I do want to look at the other gambits really quick before we roll a character. Bolster, move after an attack, even if you already moved or are unable to move. So remember how I said it's important that it's move action? The reason why is if you get a 4 up or an 8 up on your die, you can spend one of those to do a move. So you could like move, stab, move again. That's why that's important. It allows you to have that knightly like sword fighting or that really dashy rogue knight. That's what it's for. Repel allows you to knock them away from you. Stop a foe from moving next turn. That means even if they were to spend move, they can't. Impair, their weapon, we know what that is. Impair takes that D12 die and turns it to a D4. Trap a shield on your next turn so they don't get bonuses from shield. You can knock a foe from their mounts because a lot of knights start with mounts. Well, actually, I think all of them do. Other effect of similar impact if you want something special, like I smash the glass out of his hand. I pull the chandelier down on top of him. I kick the table up for cover to give me some extra guard. Or I slam the door shut in their face or whatever. That's the other effects that you can do. I really love that the players get to have cinematic leverage in what we're doing. And then if a die is 8 or higher is used in melee, then a strong gambit is performed. Attacker chooses one of the following. This is basically a D8, D10, D12. It's the only way you can get an 8 up. No save. No save is granted to the target. There are things that provide saves. There isn't one. Greater effects, such as disarming an item, breaking a wooden shield or weapon, or removing the helm. This does not increase the damage or bolster, but instead of pinning their shield, you can shatter it. By giving you these extra things that you can do. It's pretty cool. And there are things that get saves in this game. For example, when a bolster happens to somebody, for gambits other than bolster and move, the target gets a Vig save. So if you're going to say you're going to trap the shield, they get a Vigor save. Okay? There are other minor actions, changing weapons, dismounting, all that kind of stuff. Bonus attack dice. Anytime there's a bonus die added or a tactical advantage added as a D8, I am going to have Streamloot cards for this show, and one of them is going to be a bonus attack die. And it'll add a D8. It'll have that in the corner. They can also sacrifice cards in this game to do D4, D6, D8, D12, but I've changed it. When I do the Streamloot cards, the way it's going to work is verse target. You can add one of each color verse a target. You can add one card verse a target for color if you want to do like a damage. So if I want to upgrade a D4 to a D6, I can spend a blue card. If I want to add a D4 to it, I can spend a green card, but you can never add more than one die from the cards. That's currently how I'm doing it per target. If everybody's fighting a different target, they can all use cards. If they're all fighting one target, you can only use one card. It's very simple. And I did that because I don't want the dice pools to get so fucking blown up from them spending 4 cards to do stuff. Cards have other purposes in this game. So, unarmed combat are impaired. Unarmed attacks are impaired unless the attacker has a suitable weapon, like a spiked gauntlet, something like that. Range, purely ranged weapons cannot be used if the attacker began their turn engaged in melee. You cannot shoot in melee. Protective cover grants an additional point of armor. That's how it works. So if you kick that table up, you get armor, not guard. Good for me to know. Mounted combatants use their steeds' trample damage in addition to their own damage weapon, which is really cool. When charging enemies on foot, this does not work against spear wall. Steeds can be targeted separately by attacks. You can be dismounted. If you do, you take a d6 damage. Duels and jousting. 2 combatants can duel. It can be to the death, to the first blood, to the first knockdown, whatever it is. Really quick. Shield walls and spear walls. 3 allies or more may form a wall formation if they bear shields, not bucklers. Then they gain an additional point of armor. I noticed that he forgot to change his armor to the normal armor. If they all bear spears or similar, then enemies cannot attack on the turn that they charge. So you could block a charging knight with a bunch of shields. Wavering morale, individuals who are wounded or groups lose half their number. They have to make a spirit save, which our character we're making today will be very good at. So those are kind of like, that's the rules. Everything after that's for me. There's like warfare rules, leading war bands, things like that, which we will have some warfare, I think. Arms or goods, things you can trade for, get, tools, beasts of burden, people, buying remedies, all that kind of stuff. People and realms, services, if you want a bed, if you want someone to help you, if you want an herbalist, if you need armor fixed, all that kind of stuff is on here as well. You can even, where's it at here? Realms, the world, myths are the stories you're seeking, roles are what everybody does, seers are weird motherfuckers with visions, knights are what we're playing, and then faith. Some believe there is truth in the sky, the stars, the moon, the sun's positions. It's not Catholicism or Christianity. It's like Merlin believing in the cosmos and the way the stars move, things like that. Some believe in nature, and so on. Some are just guided by the quest to the city. I've already started creating a realm. You guys don't have to worry about that. We're going to go over that on Monday. We're going to roll up our omens and stuff like that. They have a new way to do sites. I'm excited to use this. I think I'm going to make hexagons on a map. I think it's going to be 2 with split in half down a column of an A5. I think I'm going to do one at the top, and then I can write notes below. Or I'm going to make a hex template that I can sit down here and trace and draw these out. These are like how to travel in a hex of travel. And for those who I may have not explained this to before, the way a hex works, he actually defines it up here. It's called a hex league. A realm is mapped in a 12 by 12 hex. Typical players get a copy of the map, so all my players will all get a copy of this map when it's done. I got to draw over top of it now. Every one of these images is from a movie. These are all movie images. And then down here, I label which ones they're from. And then you can see the films that we looked up last time that are interested in watching. And then these are all of the art pieces I used in movie stills to build that map. Okay? I'm going to place the castle holds and all that on there. I already placed a couple. There's a holding area here. This is a hold. This is a hold. And then I got to place 2 more. One's the realm area, like the head of the realm. Okay? So here's what we're looking at then for this. Scroll past all this. So sites are for me. How to referee. That's for me. Passage of time. I probably should talk about this briefly since we do have one of our players here. Each day has 3 phases: morning, afternoon, night. My goal is to make a overlay piece I can click to say what time of the day we're in, where it'll just be 3 buttons, and I'm going to get like an old medieval sun and moon. So it's like rising, full moon, or full sun, and then night. That's my game plan. And my goal is to see if I can't change all of our overlays for our characters, for our cast members to have a brighter version, a dull coming in, a brighter version, and a night version if I have time. That's one of the things I want to do for the overlays. There's 3 seasons: spring, harvest, and winter. They really cut them down. They tell you what's in each one. And then each life has 3 ages: young, mature, old. That's each season, people, everything. When a character matures, they re-roll virtue, a d12 and a d6, and they keep the higher. So right now they're young. When they get older, they'll roll the d12 and d6 and keep the higher of the 2. Their old stat or their new one. When they get old, they roll and they keep the low. If it takes them to 0 vigor, they die. And they lose a d12 vigor at the end of each age. So you die out. You age out peacefully. You can advance time. None. Weeks, months, years, right? Begin a new age in spring, move to the next season, which we're going to be doing that. They have passage of time. If uncertain, you just roll, which is pretty cool. Like a new rumor comes in from a myth and you go track it down. Travel in the game, we're not going to discuss too much today. I want to go over that during our live show. We're going to talk about travel because the map will be done. Just know that a trek is 1 hex, a gallop is 2 hexes, and cruise is 3. Usually on a boat or a steed on a rarely found proper road. Right? And there's a bunch of stuff for supplies and night and all that kind of crap. Exploration, what you're going to do. what a dominion is, the people who own it, authorities. I love this tower art. And then nature, these are our spark tables, which is how I developed all of those, was using the spark tables. Different civilizations, the spark ideas, which I'm going to roll each one of the holdings, what their style is. I'm going to do that during our Monday night show when we're developing them to be like Ancient Spire or a Fortified Dune or whatever it is. I'm going to stand back up here. So that's kind of the game plan for this, right? Which I love. I think that's really cool that they have all this stuff in place. Different people. This will also be nice for the players. Players, when they make their characters, they can't decide their appearance. This can help. Or their voice, if they want to roll their voice, or their personality, if they want personality. We can roll their squire this way, because we're going to have a squire. And the goal is, I think, the squire's job is to survive the episode, but still be a squire. And if they make it, they may get knighted in that area and become a knight of their company. And every guest star is going to play a squire trying to become a knight. And they could become a knight, because we're going to try to have them on for 3 episodes. So, like, a squire will get introduced, they're coming out and doing stuff with them, and all that kind of stuff. Correct. It is still taking place on the 26th. Monday, I think Adam and Diana are going to join. You're welcome to if you want. And we're going to go over, like, travel and how things work and just some basic rules live. Just to have something this Monday. If you can come, you're welcome to. You don't have to. It's just a us gathering kind of thing to shoot the shit, talk about the game, what we're looking forward to, talking about the map, how they learn things. I'm going to have them make some basic rolls as seers to give information to your players when we make characters the following Monday, which is pretty cool. And then we get into, there's stuff for combat, and then we get into night. So this is what we're all here for. All right. We have a good basis for our night. 11, 6, 18 for Clarity, Vigor, Spirit. 3 guard. We know nothing else about him. We know he's a knight errant. They don't become a breacher. Or they become an honorary breacher for their own heroic and chaotic acts. No. So we start with 0 glory. We don't know anything else about our character right now. We're keeping it very basic. So now we have to roll. The way rolling for your knight. So here's the rule. You either roll for your knight or you pick the one you want to play. You can't roll, then pick if you don't like it. That is the rule in the book. I like it. So it's like pick a knight or roll a knight. For this, do we want to pick a knight or roll? I think we roll. What's the audience think? Do we want to roll this knight? Or do we want to pick one that fits that 18 spirit? To me, the spirit can be used for any of them. It doesn't really matter. There's no knight class here that is based on a stat. There really isn't. What would the group like to do? I'm voting roll. I'm voting roll. I'm curious. So Social Stream has something kind of cool I've never used before. They have a poll thing in here, and I'm curious to see how it works. So I copy this link. We're going to try something live here, everybody. Give me a second. I'm just curious to see if it works. We're not browser source. This is going to be browser, and this is going to be graphic. Whoops. Come on. I think I did that right. Graphic poll. Yeah. Okay, I did it right. We're just going to add it. It's going to put this over me. We're going to put this in. Just want to see what it does. I'm going to put it over here. So I added it in. And now I want to see if I give something to you guys. Is that what I do? Let's see here. A graphic poll users can enter a hashtag word to vote. polling options. Freeform poll, allow multiple votes. Poll. Oh, okay, cool. Roll. Roll or pick. Let me try this. Roll. How do I do this? I'm gonna pull this up because I don't know what it does. Someone try putting a hashtag in for me here. It's gonna be hashtag enable poll, multiple choice, roll or pick. All right. So you should be able. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm curious as to what it is too. The poll's active right now. And it has it on screen. See it? I think if you do hashtag and roll or pick, it might work. That's fucking rad. That's the easiest thing ever. I think it's hashtag. And I can see that you guys are picking it. The poll's enabled. It's on screen. Someone already voted. Try hashtag 1 or hashtag roll. Just curious, because if I can start using this, this is great. Why is it so quiet? Let me move this. Let me scroll to the graphical poll again. Enable poll, multiple choice, allow multiple votes per user, no. Show number of votes instead of percentage. There we go. Now you can see if you voted. How dope is that? That was such an... The people who make OBS Ninja also make this part that I've been putting on screen. This stuff. It also makes that, but it has... There's like an AI companion host I can have and a whole bunch of other stuff that I haven't played with. But this is one of their features, which is just a pick poll. It's so clean. I'm gonna try something here for myself. I'm gonna do exclamation point or hashtag 2. That work? No. Hashtag 2. Hashtag pick. Huh. Dude, it has to touch, doesn't it? Maybe I can't vote? Oh no, there it went. That's pretty dope. Okay, good to know. So now I can pick it up, I'll pull it up, and if it's done, I can end the poll. So let's see what it does when I end the poll. Just out of curiosity. Since this is like a design and develop show. So I can end the poll. There we go. That's pretty awesome. So I can hide it now. It goes away. Done. I'll be using this. So we're rolling. All right, so here's how we're going to do it. We need to roll for this guy. I need a... Where is it at? I need a D6 for the list we're going to be in. And then I need a D12 for which one? D6, D12. Yes, this is Hyperlinked. No, it's not a D20. D6, D12. Utahime? 1. Okay, we're in table 1. Now we need a D12. Ooh, there's some fucking wild ones in here. D12 now to roll the next one. A 12. The Barbed Knight. Looks like we making a villain, y'all. This is the Barbed Knight. Stone and spike split into flowers. Cruelty is delicious power. Jagged Spear, it's a D8 half D plus a D8 against target you have wounded or scarred. Red Cloaked Male A1, Hunting Bow D6. And then we have a Vicious Charger, Vigor 12, Clarity 8, Spirit 5, 3 Guard, and it does a D6 Trample. Our special ability is the Red Hunt. Infuse a target's blood into an arrow to give it a D12 against the target. You can also taste a small amount of blood to get a glimpse of their location. Holy fuck. Thank you for helping me make my villain for the show, everybody. Oh, they might be neutral. We'll see. Apathy. We're gonna roll the personality. Passion, apathy. Restore spirit when you reject a call for comfort. Okay. Bad reputation, begrudging ally, hated enemy. Begrudging ally, and then our hated enemy. And then we were knighted by the Serpent Seer. Vig 16, Clarity 14, Spirit 14, Guard 3. A writhing pile of serpents, speaking as one through a choir of hisses. Grants visions of dangerous beasts in the wilderness nearby. Wants more unusual serpents for their pile, or even just as a snack. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to start copying this shit down. We're going to take all this. Who said me to do that? Let's go to here. Is there an area to put your gear? I guess this is your gear section. I really do wish this had a little bigger gear section. Oh, it's a scroll. Oh, okay. Okay, that's not as bad. It's a scroll. So I'm gonna put Jagged Spear. Let's copy this. Where do I put? I'll put it up top. I think I'm gonna put it up top. Like that. Cut. We're gonna put it here. Right, so we have it kind of all together. I want all my damage dealing stuff kind of up top. You know what I mean? Because that's the stuff we're going to be looking at the most, I feel. Problem is, you're going to have a really hard time printing this. You're not going to be able to print it. And what is it? Red what? Oh, Red Cloaked Male. So, you just delete this. Right? Red Cloaked Male. Do we have armor? What is our armor? Our armor is is a 1, A1. Armor 1. Guard 3. Guard, this is 1. So armor 1. So I'm going to put that next, I think, here. Red... Was it red armor? How do they fucking word it? Red cloaked mail. So I can delete this to give us space, right? And then we can take red cloaked mail A1 and we can cut it and we can put it here. And then we'll cap it like so. Move it over. So that means we can soak 1. Let's grab our little arrow. Let's put that there, right? Boom. Our hunting bow. Let's grab our hunting bow. Let's put that next in the list. And then... Done. And then we'll delete it from here. We'll leave the charger by itself down here. Now we got it all into one tight piece, right? Pretty cool. D6 trample if we need it as well. Awesome. All right, so with that set, we go back over and look at our character. We have an ability. I'm going to copy this entire ability. I love this concept. Where do we want to put our ability? Here? Oh, yeah, it has a spot. Check it out. Boom. It's, oh, that's wordy. I don't like how wordy it is. It doesn't fit in the box. Into an arrow. We'll just do plus D12. Nice target. We'll get rid of this. We'll put taste. Of their location. Let's see if we can find a way. Oh, that's our 1 hour. Taste a small amount. I'm just gonna put taste blood. Taste, I'll put taste their blood. Their blood to get a glimpse of the location. Okay, so we finished it all into 1. We fit it all into 1. Our passion is apathy. All right, so we're cutting this. We're going up here. Boom. Apathy. We're going to go back here. All right, we got to roll this. Can I get 2d6 separate? We're going to get our begrudging ally and our hated enemy. Begrudging ally. And then we're going to get hated enemy. And then they're all not the same, by the way. Every knight has different shit. D6, D6. Let's see what we get. Who is our buddy? Who is our buddy? I will laugh if we roll this and then a player rolls a very similar character to this. It will be hilarious. A 3. A surly brewer. Boy, this is like my life. A 1. A rich merchant. Done. Surly Brewer is our begrudging ally and a hated enemy. We know our seer. I kind of want to put this seer somewhere. I'm going to copy this. This is who we were knighted by. Do we have a seer location? I'm going to put important people here. Right? Because this is important to us. But I'm gonna delete this being columned like that. I'm just going to put the bullets next to each other so that it doesn't take as much space. Right? You know, fuck it. I'm gonna put it all the way up here just to give us as much space as we can in case we get more for this character. I'm gonna save this right now in Mythic Bastion lands, and then I'm gonna make NPCs. NPC knights. And this is going to be, what was this, the Barb Knight? Season 1. Just in case there's another season. So now we got him set, right? We have it set up. Wait till I have something I want to do with this. I think you guys are going to be really happy. So here's our knight. We got everything here, right? Pretty clean. Looks good. I like this. So we should probably roll... I think we should roll their personality and what they look like. I also want to copy this. I want to save this image. NPC Knights. This is going to be the Barbed Knight art, right? Because if you didn't notice this, if you scroll up, there's this sexy area here to add art. Where's it at? I thought I had a... I thought that was supposed to be art here. Huh. I remember being able to add art here. Well, don't you fucking worry. Don't you fucking worry. Let me find my knight. Should be PNG. Image. Choose image. Huh. I didn't... Oh, it didn't save it for some reason. Let me do this again. Look, if it wants to be this way, I will just screenshot it. Save image. Save that image. Let's go back over. And let me pull up my saved image. I gotta pull up this. Make sure I have the right one. Where's my folder? I'm trying to find the image I just did. There we are. Cool. Okay, so I did screenshot right. No. Now let me try this again, everybody. Image. Choose image. Mythic Bastion lands, art, and we can put it in here. Kaboom. Now we can fix it. Hopefully it doesn't crash, because you know it's such a great program. It's one of the best programs ever. Nick is rolling his eyes at me. Put it here. Like, look at it just flicker the fucking program just because I'm trying to move stuff. Like, this is the just garbage that this program is. I found a new online site for PDFs that I might start using. That's like an all-in-one. Look at this. Stop. Why are you so fucking angry? It's so angry, dude. No, I want to crop it. So angry. What? No, no! Dude, I fucking hate this app. I can't yell, get your shit together any more than I have. Like, it's just, I could have done this in any other program to edit this image in like 5 seconds. But Adobe, it just wants to make me destroy it every fucking time you touch it. There. Look at it. It keeps changing it. Look at it. It keeps moving it. What the fuck is it doing? Why is it moving it? Like, it's making me redo all the work I do every fucking time. Thank you. Can we just be good with that? Jesus, titty fucking Christ. All right, there we go. Adobe, why do you suck? You're a multi-billion-dollar company. B. There's our character. Now we're going to go back and do the fun stuff. I want to point out to Udahime and other people play at the bottom, just to give you an idea, like if someone were to come join the show, it gives you an idea of how to play them out of the gate. Their beast is leeches. Like they just give, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be like, it's a voracious charger, it's leeches. She rides a huge leech because she's a barbed blood knight. I'm going to put this too. I like that. I want this down here. I'm going to put this down here with their fucking notes. All right. So we know our stats, and literally this just goes to the next page, which is an omen, right? So we don't want to do that. Instead, I'm going to take us back to the Spark tables. And we're going to roll up the personality for this thing. Okay? So let's roll the appearance. Can I get 2d12? This is what they're going to look like. 2d12. See what we get. And this is going to be to get their appearance. I mean, we can just roll a bunch. Just start throwing d12s at the table. We'll take them in order. Start throwing them at the chat. Appearance. They're short. Where's their appearance at? Is there a spot for this? Age, journey, people notes. I'm just going to put appearance. Short. And no, you got another 2. Short and tattered. Short and tattered. That's their appearance. Okay. Let's do their voice. 7. Strong. Their voice. Strong and what? Strong and what, everybody? Strong and what? What kind of manner do they have? I'm hoping for blunt. I want a 9. Strong and blunt. Be great. Strong and blunt voice. It's more d12s. More. Give me more. 7. Strong and passionate. Okay. All right. What else we're gonna do? Personality, a 9. Prying. Prying and what? Prying, obviously you can always make your own up. These are just spark tables. Prying and what? What type of personality do we have? Prying and what? Three. Prying and music. Interest is music. That's demeanor and okay. Prying and interest in music. Prying and interest in music. Okay. So we got a 9 for the next thing we got to roll. No relationship. Desire, 9. Travel. Travel. They want to travel. That's their ambition. We need our motive. What motive? They want to travel, and what is their motive? Which all this can obviously change. You know, this doesn't have to be forever. A 2. Love. Okay. Travel and love. So they're a love-seeking knight. I think the only other thing I want from them is the background. So we have an idea of what this knight is like. So let's get 2 more D12 for the background. Okay? And again, these are just here to, like, help us. Make what we want. You know what I mean? Make what we want out of this. So we need 2 more D12 for this. What our upbringing and our memory is. Upbringing and memory. We got 2 for upbringing. Pious upbringing. Okay. Pious upbringing. Pious upbringing and 11. An L, an execution is a memory? Woo! This person's seen it. Okay. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. So that's our character, everyone. I kind of want to give him a scar. Where did they come from? How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where did they come from? I think we're going to roll our first holding right now, actually. Give me 2d12. We're going to roll our first holding. $2d12 for our holding. This is where she is from. I like the leech mount. I also thought about giving her a giant mosquito. Or a giant bat. A vampire bat. A 12. A bright. Boy, this is going to be a polar opposite of what I thought it was going to be. A bright what? A bright and a 5. Bright what? A bright citadel. She came from a pious area. So a bright citadel holding. So I'm going to have to make that and add it to the map. Okay? So we have our character. We know what they are. We've made our bloody, barbed knight. We don't have a name for it. Or them. You can't really tell. It could be anything. It could be a boy or a girl. It doesn't really matter. What is citation? I think it's the Crescent Citadel. Let me see some alliteration. Crescent Citadel. I don't think that's what citation is in this, but I don't remember seeing the word citation in here. Let me try finding it. No citation. None. I wish he would say what he wanted that citation to be. A quotation or reference from a book, paper. Oh, I bet you it's the page number. That's what that is. That's the page number. This is the Barbed Knight. That's what it's supposed to be, I bet. So you can reference it. Barbed Knight. So let's scroll down here. Let's go back to the Barbed Knight. I want the page number. Oh, I didn't mean to do this. How did I do that? No. Delete this. Okay. What page is this? Page 50. Page 50. We're just going to put that page. I like having page numbers on my character sheet. I think it's the smartest thing you can do as a player. Knight Errant. We need a name. Evens or odds? Evens, it's a male. Odds, it's a woman. Someone roll me any die. Doesn't matter. Evens or odds? And I'm going to try to get us a knight generator. A knight name generator. Take us back over to our fantasy name generator. See if we can get a good name out of this. Any die, I don't care. You pick. D8, D10, D20, D12, doesn't matter. Let me get us a name. A woman. Let's try a couple different ones. Female. 3. Okay. Female. Any of these look good. Evelyn the Cold. I like that. Janet Persistent. Isabel. I love the name Isabel. Should we do Isabel the Outrider? Annie the Horrific? Evelyn the Trusted? Isabel the Horrific could be good. I'm just gonna make note. I like Evelyn. I always like E names, but you know, I have an E name. Let's try. That was English. Let's try French. Gilda the Figo. No. Calamity Annie. Ooh. Jacqueline? I like the name Jacqueline. Lilla? Lilla? It's not bad. Jacket? Jaquette? Is it Jaquette? I think is how it's pronounced, right? Jaquette? Jaquette? Timad? Mural. Ooh. I like this. Muriel. Muriel is a great... I think that could be a great bad guy name. Muriel? We're going to go with that, I think. Muriel, but I want a different last part. I don't want that. I want something that's a better title. Muriel the Butcher? Muriel the Butcher? Sable could be good too. Muriel the Butcher. I think she's a hunt. I think she gets called to hunt people down. That's what I'm currently thinking. Phantom, the Outrider, the Tenacious, the Lion, the Leech, Sable the Leech. Sable the Sanguine. Sanguiness. Sable the Sanguiness. Sable the Sanguiness could be cool. Like that. Zoom in a little bit for us all. I like all these. Nero the Moonslayer. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to do alliteration for all of them. I like the Butcher. People are just fucking scared of her, even though all she wants is love. She's just a huntress. People are scared of her. Miro the Huntress. Butcher or Huntress could be good. Evelyn the Huntress. Oh my god. Acrobat. You fucking twat waffle. There. Evelyn the Huntress. I like all of these. We always like, I do, but I want them all to be alliteration. I don't want them all to be that way. Here we go. This is, I think, our last piece for this. Let's pull this back up and do another vote. Let's do another vote. It is a multiple choice. This is gonna be a new one. This is gonna be what's the name? Barbed Knight name. We're gonna go pull this up. Let me pull up this again. Let me move it over. I don't want to use the word Rosa. I already have a Rosa in mind for something, so I don't want to dupe it down. I do like the name, though. So the options are Isabel, Outsider, Evelina the Huntress, Muriel, Marielle Butcher, Sable the Sanguiness. I'm gonna copy all that just in case it fucks up. I'm gonna turn it on. Is that gonna make you type all of that in though? Can you just do like 1 or 2? Is that an option? Like, can you just pick 1? Can you put !1 or !2? You should be able to. I would hope. It'd be very disappointing if you can't. I'm looking here. Oh, you just typed 4 and it worked? No, you did it. You hit 4 and it just did it. You can just put the number in chat. You don't even need an exclamation. You don't even need a hashtag. He just put 4 and it worked. That's cool shit. Huh. This uses Survey Monkey. Oh no, that's not for this. Oh, everybody else, put your vote in for the knight's name. Right? While we are doing that, I'm gonna shoot this back down. Well, actually, no. I'll leave it bold for you. I'll leave it like this. Yeah, I don't think exclamation point is for... I think it's just the number 4 is all you need to do. Yeah, see, it did it. Marielle the Butcher. I mean, I think mine's 3 as well. So while we're doing that, I want to pull up something here. We're going to close that. We're going to pull this back up. I kind of want to discuss what our mount is. I kind of want our mount. I think our mount's going to be a bat. Oh, it can't fly. It can't fly, so it can't be a bat. Can't be a bat. So vampire bats, mosquitoes, vampire finch, leeches, ticks, fleas, lamprey. She could be on a lamprey. Sanguiness is a really good title. I like both. I like 4 and 3. No, the Butcher reminds me of stuff from old lore too. That's not true to me. There's other things that remind me of it. I'll leave it up for a little bit. I'm gonna try to... I want it to fit just over me. There you go. So it's over me, but you guys can still read it. Actually, I'll put it in this corner here. So what are we going to use for our mount? We need to figure out what our mount is going to be. Like, they use the leech, but I want to be creative. Like, what? Vampire moth? It can't be flying either, because it... So... We go to Mythic Bastion lands, it says it's a vicious charger, but there are certain knights that get flying mounts. And I don't want to tread on them, you know what I mean? Serene Steed, Loyal Steed, Bestial Steed, Sable Steed, Tired Steed, Fat. So I can skip to one. Gray, Uninterested, Pampered. Like, there's a whole bunch, but there's one of them that flies. There's one of them that flies. And I don't want to give her... I guess it's our fucking game. Maybe we give her a bat, because the thing is if it's a bat, it can't walk really fast. It has to fly, and they're only good from like hex to hex. An elk? Did we make him small? Oh, they're just short. They're just a shorter person. They're like 5'4". Like a 5'4" knight. Because it just says here that it's they are short and tattered. No wolf. Yeah, I don't want a wolf. What about mythical mounts? Mythical creatures. It's obviously going to be all the vampires. Chupacabras. Vampires. Fairies, long-necked yokai, Lamashtu, which is a Mesopotamian mythology. She is known for drinking blood. Eposia. A boar may not be bad. The irony, since that's the new recipe I just came out with. A boar is on my... That's not bad. Boar is on my list. I'll put that back up here. We'll put possible boar. Boar. Sturge. What about a frog? There are frogs that drink blood. We could give her a frog. Like a creepy spined frog. Like a fucking dart tongue. That'd be kind of cool. Huh. Yeah, I was gonna say a leech. A leech or a lamprey. That's what they recommended, actually, as a leech at the bottom of her page. I'm fine, lamprey. Can a lampreys? I don't think it can be on land, though, normally. I don't know if a lamprey can be on land. A Komodo dragon? I mean, I've used Komodo dragons in the past for stuff. That was one of our big war paint monsters. We could look at it. Hold on here. Let's see if we can find... Let's go back to our... Let me bring this over here. I'm going to go back to our Chrome. See if we can find a good... Oh, yeah! Komodo dragon it is. That's fucked up that we're doing this, but why not? All right. Make it as nice as possible, right? Right? Vescar. Vescar is our mount. Vescar. What do we get? What's our words at? Looks like we're Muriel the Butcher. Muriel. Muriel the Butcher. Done. Done. We're done with our character here. I don't think we have any special traits. We're not fatigued or anything like that. We don't know the tail. So there is something else here. Let me see if I can find... so Chris has had ages pass. And he's made some cool rules for Mythic Bastion lands. So let's go back over to here to close our show out. Let's take a look at how did they die between the ages. So you did a big between the ages. You rolled 2d6, a 66. And it gives you a reference to what happened between the ages. And I think I'm going to have one age pass for this character. I'm trying to remember how long an age is, if it's 1 year or 2 years. 1 year or 10 years. Hold on here. Let's find the ages here. Let me do this. I need a D66 from the audience. So I think I put that in chat. You might be able to do a D66. It might actually be a roll I made. Not 1000%. Also, can I just point out how fucking amazing this art is? I want this printed on metal so I can put it here. So what do we want? I thought I made one. Maybe I'm wrong. No, I guess not. All right, just roll 2d6 separately. I'll make a d66 though. I'm gonna make a note. I'll do that today. D66, because we're gonna be using it for that show a lot. I'll make one. Thanks, Star Drew. I'm gonna end our poll. Variable Butcher wins. A 2, and then we need one more D6. A D69, no, that's nothing. And we're going to add this to our sheet. We're going to pass an age. I'm going to look up age, meanwhile. Really quick. I just want to look up age. Not sage. Age. All right, here we go. Each year has 3 seasons. Each life has 3 ages. Oh. Maybe an age might be too long. All right, serving. I think I'm going to have to make a different... It won't be age then. Let me go back to Chris's piece here. Because he has age between the ages. I think he maybe had between the seasons. Maybe that's the other one. Because he put out, did they die? How did they die? Between the ages, Bastion Land backstage. Between the seasons. This is what I was looking for. Between the seasons. Oh, well, before you guys leave, let me tell you what I'm doing with this. Let me tell you what I'm doing with this before you all bounce, because I'm going to be leaving as well. The way this is going to work is this character is going to be the one that the audience plays as we play a little bit of co-op play with our knight that runs synonymous, runs in tandem with our Monday show. So I'm going to be running this night with you all. We'll be playing the Barbed Knight. I'm not going to tell you how or why, what it's for, but they are going to be playing this. So we'll be playing a little bit of our own hex crawl alongside. That also means we are going to have a squire with us. Super excited for that. So I want to at least tell you guys that before you left, why we rolled her up. Now, real quick, let's end this. Let's go to our worksheet. We are Spark Tables Drawings in particular. Turned 40 a couple weeks. Age D66. What do we get? We got a 2 and a 5. That is a 25. 25. A band of pilgrims offer you sacrament. All right. I love this. A band of pilgrims offer you sacrament. So this is our journey log. I'm gonna go like this. We're just gonna put a line across. This is gonna be season from summer to spring. And we're going to have this. Now, do they follow us is the question. So we're going to roll a d20 in chat. We're going to use our, I think it's spirit, to determine what happens. Duty, make a significant improvement to the realm. Succession, establish a successor and or have them knighted. Legacy, no. Restore virtues, gain 1 glory. We are starting with 1 glory as a seasoned knight. Yeah, you can earn food and land later based on your glory. But they give us sacrament. I just want to know if they follow us around. Like, are they like a pilgrimage that found... I think they're a pilgrimage to find us. Pilgrimage, a band of pilgrims offer you sacrament. Their pilgrimage took them 3, 6, 9 seasons to find me. To find the Barbed Knight. And we probably have like a rare meat. Something that we can cook, sacrament, something along those lines. Or passion. Ooh, did they offer you a mate? And now you have a mate traveling with you? They offer you like their eldest son? Because remember, passion can replace things. So they offer us a sacrament of a son and companionship. I'm going to roll a d20 in chat. We're going to see if this even works out or if they hate us. 12 and under. I think we use our spirit for this. That's what I wanted to look up. So let's go back to our character sheet. I want to look up what those 3 stats cover. Here we go. Restore. What do they call? What are the stats? Actual. Like, what do they do? Strong limbs, firm hands, powerful lungs, keen instinct, lucid mind, shrewd eyes, charming tongue, iron will, fierce heart. So they do at least enjoy our company. So we'll make a note. Follow. Enjoy the company. Maybe this will become our squire. There we go. Maybe instead of a companion, they become a squire. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to save our Barbed Knight. This is our character we're going to be playing to start this off and doing our journey and our tale. I hope you guys like this. I wanted to show character creation in a deeper, like, long-form format. If you do this on your own, it is fast. Like, really, really fast to make a character. If you haven't picked up Mythic Bastion Land yet and you are interested in the rules so that you can play alongside us, let me get you a link. I don't get anything for this at all. But itch.io is the best way to support what they do. And you can pick up MBL here. That's it for me. The only thing left, I guess I really haven't talked to you guys about, is what's coming up. So I'm obviously not doing anything on Sunday. Monday, I will be here with either some of the crew or just myself, depending on who wants to come. And we are going to go over some of the more detailed things like hex crawl, what happened in some hexes. We may even roll some random like things in those areas so the players have an idea of the area around the holding that we are traveling to. This is going to be like the myths, the ideas, all that stuff that they know. That's the game plan. And then the following Monday, we will roll their characters live and do a little bit of some who knows who, why, who their friends are, and all of that. I will be back, obviously, on Wednesday for everybody. We will be doing our lovely Back to EFP live. And then on Thursday, we're going to either be doing Breachers or maybe a little role play with our Barbed Knight. Depends on where I am in the overlay process. So stay tuned, follow me on socials, or of course, if you're not in it already, join our Discord. I post everything in there, chat through it. I think later tonight we are going to watch one of the night movies. I think that's kind of what I want to do. I don't know what yet. We'll pick one to watch. If someone has something they want to watch movie-wise, want me to stream it in a Discord, drop those ideas in the movie section of Discord and we'll pick something out. And I'll play it here after I grab some lunch. That's it for me here on Eric Frankhouse Presents, or in this case, good old Rise and Design. Thank you. Sign up for the newsletter. If you haven't picked up Breachers, I highly recommend it. And if you did pick up Breachers, and you don't have a copy of the PDF, let me know and I'll get a copy to you for purchase. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay fucking rotten, everybody. Have a great day.